Did you just get off the train?
Yeah, I'm in a
You just
pub.
hang. You're just hanging out in a pub. Love it. Love it.
Yeah,
Ah, okay. Talk to me,
dude,
Leo.
what'd you think?
I liked it. I liked it a lot, a lot.
Yeah, dude, same. I liked it. I thought it was good. I was having a blast.
I was really having a good time. I
Yeah.
thought, honestly, the writing, good. Acting,
Hmm.
good. Set design, costumes, spectacular.
Great. Yeah.
I think we're setting up things fairly well. We're not lore dumping, but we're also not like dragging out. Like pacing was. I don't know. I liked
Yeah. What'd you think of the psychic powers?
it. That was fucking stupid. I'll have a lot to say about that
Sure.
on the on our full episode. I'll have some thoughts on how episode one ends. I think for sure, but I'm willing to
I
let it play out. I'm really coming
Yeah.
into it with like, let this play out, let it tell the story it
Hmm.
wants to tell, and then try to
Yeah.
judge it. I'm trying not to come in like with my fucking laser gun already armed, ready to go.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
What about you?
No, I think that's we're in a very similar place. I thought the writing was solid. I thought there were some really good acting performances, like Travis Finnell. Like I liked his little monologue as Desmond Hart talking about like
Yeah.
climbing out of the sand and like that whole thing. I was like,
Mm,
oh, this is fun. This is cool.
it was
Um,
good. Yeah.
yeah, that was fun. And then I yeah, I mean, it's very grounded in like Brian Herbert lore, which is making it feel like not exactly Dune. Um,
Yeah.
but I agree. I think everything, the sets were really beautiful. The costumes were really cool. I like the
The
sort of
people were really
the
beautiful.
people. Oh my God, Constantine is so hot.
Like the
The
people they cast
Constantine
in all the
Carino
major
is like
roles, I was like, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh
for
my
sure.
gosh. And I will say, as much as I'm very anti psychic abilities in Dune, and I think that's going to be something that you and I really dig into this show about. And it's
Yeah.
something that I have a big problem with Brian's books about. I do think that it was an excellent way to end that first episode because man, I've got
Hmm.
questions. I want to watch the next episode now. I want to like hit play and
Yes.
find out like, oh my God, how the fuck did he psychic blast Kazuya across the fucking empire on Wallach
Yep.
9? What? That's so
Yeah.
sick.
I completely
Oh,
agree. It was a great note to end the episode on, right? Like it,
mm,
in a way in which it potentially expands the world, even if you are a huge Dune fan and already know
yeah.
the story coming in. You end that episode going, "Wait, tell me more."
Yeah. 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 I yeah.
Yeah.
There were
Okay.
there were a lot of
Instant.
little details of it. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ton of little details. I mean, I was scribbling notes down the
Same.
entire time. I have like an insane person's notes that are just like, "What happened
Same.
here?" Question mark. And I'm gonna look at
Same.
that tomorrow and be like, "What did I mean by this?"
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Same.
Um, but I was gonna ask you, like, sort of, like initial gut reaction before we've had time to let it stew and rewatch and do our deep dive scripting and really sit with the episode. Initial reaction, what was sort of a standout scene or moment for you from the episode?
I I really liked Desmond approaching the Emperor and that his introduction and the sort of way that they set that up because we see the Bene Gesserit truth saying classes and we see them tick into truth sayer mode with a little finger gesture. And
Yeah,
so we understand when he begins his story of being attacked and, the spice was ejected and stolen. It was stolen by people who are again, you know, and we see the truth sayer enter her little truth sayer mode. Uh,
yeah,
we understood what it was. And I thought that was really fun. And again, I was really enjoying this Mark Strong playing the guy who doesn't really know what's going on and is really leaning on everyone around him, but doesn't really have a strong sense of what's right for himself.
yeah,
And then Desmond coming in and being the force of personality that he is. Also, bonus mention. to the fact that Mark Strong's wife, Javico Carino's wife, is onto the Bene Gesserit. She's like, this is perfect. This is just long enough for them to indoctrinate your daughter. Like, how don't you see this? She's onto it. Hell yeah,
Yeah,
perceptive, smart women.
fascinating. Right.
And
A lot of this first episode
uh,
was setting up those like interpersonal relationships for us, the viewer,
yeah,
to understand like this person hates this person,
yeah,
likes this
exactly.
person, married to this person. And
But
I think
hey,
the Emperor Empress dynamic is fun.
and honorable mention from me, the scene where the Duke of Rachis and Javico Carino are talking, and the two
Yeah,
sisters are like finger signing to each other, and you're
yeah,
just listening to these two fucking men just braggadocious, like, oh well, I'm the key to blah blah blah. Meanwhile, these two women are like, so we're gonna let this happen, right? And okay, yeah, and then we're gonna do this,
yeah,
and then okay, and then we'll kill this dude after. It's fine. Okay, cool, cool, cool. We're good. We're good. Okay,
yeah,
let it. So fun to see the like manipulation happening. It's
yeah.
fun. I
I'll have
liked
more
that.
thoughts on that scene in particular in our deep dive because I wrote a lot of notes down on that scene.
Hmm.
I liked it. I did not love it. I think there were some missed
Sure.
opportunities to really show the manipulation and subtlety, and it was a
Mm.
little hit you over the head with like, are you seeing it? These two sisters are giving each other eyes. Are you seeing it? Like they're sneaky, and it's like,
Yeah,
okay, I
yeah.
saw it the first time you showed me, but the fourth time we're cutting back to them to show that it's
Uh,
a little heavy-handed. And I think like I have to formulate my thoughts around this a bit, but I don't know if you watched Shogun, but Shogun showed quite possibly like the best way
mm,
for dialogue and drama to take place between three people who are not communicating on the same level. Because
mm,
the there's a leader in Shogun, and then there's like the white guy who ends up in Japan, and then the translator. And the three of them are all communicating through the translator. But the white guy and the translator are
yeah,
like in love, so there's like weird tension there, and she doesn't want blah
yeah,
blah 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 blah, you know?
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and I think like this falls short of Shogun, like doing dialogue where people are subtly manipulating each other and saying one thing and meaning another. Uh, I, I think prophecy doesn't quite get there, but it's reaching for it, which I really appreciate because that's
Yeah.
sisterhood 101, you know.
I would say, to be fair, I've watched one episode of Shogun, and
Hmm.
I've read the first like 100 pages. They have a better source material book to base their subtle
Certainly,
scenes on.
certainly.
Uh, these prophecy folk are doing their best, basically.
Yeah.
Um, what about you? Do you have a
Yes.
standout scene?
I'm glad the killer robots got like minimal, we got like 5 seconds of
Yeah,
screen
like
time with that
let's move
shit, and then
past
we
it.
moved on. Like,
I'm gonna treat all of those
yeah.
scenes as metaphor.
Yeah,
I just
totally. Yeah. This is a literal visual metaphor for a thing that never
yeah,
took place.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm
That's
again, like I don't even mean to get like critical and nitpicky. That is a tiny nitpick. Like in the
mm,
broad sense of like what I think of this episode, I can't wait to watch episode 2. I'm
yeah,
excited that
same.
we have Dune of this quality and this
Yeah.
caliber
Oh,
back on our screens
yeah,
again.
yeah. And it also feels so
Very exciting.
populated. Remember we were talking about that? Like the nightclub scene really felt like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
like we're out on the
Uh,
town.
really disliked the nightclub scene. Didn't feel like Dune at
Oh, you
all.
didn't like it?
I felt like I was watching a totally different sci-fi show that had nothing to do with Dune.
I just think they needed to
Um,
name drop some like Dune substances because as far as I can tell, they were just doing
anything.
cocaine.
You did cocaine? You just did cocaine? Like, please tell me that's anything but cocaine. Alaka drug,
Alaka,
powder,
Samuda,
anything?
something, fucking anything.
Yeah, Sabuta. No, they straight up did cocaine. Yeah, that's. I think that's my problem. Again, I have to sit with my thoughts for this further. These are just gut reactions, but my problem was like it felt too contemporary. I was like, this nightclub
Mm,
scene could have been ripped straight from like Euphoria, and like what is
mm,
this doing in Dune? Like it felt too contemporary that it almost didn't go far enough with the weirdness. It's why like in Star Wars um the scenes where they go into a what is it called, like a
like
cantina, the
Cantina, yeah.
cantina scenes. That's why the cantina scenes are so iconic in Star Wars because the camera pans around and you see like, oh, this is different. There's aliens. There's blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
But also,
Uh,
Star Wars has future tech and aliens. Dune
yeah,
is a ducal post-computer world. So I get what you're saying, and I somewhat
yeah,
agree, but I also think this is an opportunity to see a lived-in Dune world. It's not
yeah,
the like it's not the completely empty Villeneuve, you know,
yeah. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I get. Yeah, I guess I just wish it didn't look like the club that people in New York are going to, where they're all
you know,
fam. I hear.
into color. Y'all fan.
That's the thing. For me, it just felt plucked out of another show right into this show, and I was like, "Damn, your set design, like the palace set design, is so good. The costuming is so good, and like this is the most generic looking set of a club I've ever seen." But maybe I need to rewatch it and soak it in
Yeah,
again.
yeah,
Again, this is on based on one reaction. Okay, here we are, basically recording a whole episode. This was just meant to be like a instant reaction FaceTime call that
yeah.
we wanted to share with our listeners. Um, Clearly, we have lots of thoughts, and I'm excited to really dive deep into it um,
Super fun.
with
Yeah, we'll
you
talk
and
about
some
it.
special guests we have coming up. And yeah, it'll be fun.
I'm so excited. Oh, same.
I'm sick. Also,
Cocaine.
okay,
It's all the cocaine you've been doing.
I need to be doing less cocaine. All right,
Yeah,
well, I'll let you get home,
yeah.
and we'll post this for the listeners.
There we go.
Talk to you later.
Thanks. Bye.